You can find venison pretty much all over market now. It's very low in fat. It's really rich, but you serve very small portion. It's very flavorful. Don't be afraid to try it. This is a very easy recipe. I'm going to show you how I made it. First, you have to trim and remove the silver skin and any fat from a loin or a fillet of venison. And then you cut it into steak, about 4 ounces each. You don't need more than that because it's very rich meat. Now coat those steak with a little bit of olive oil, and then chop about a good teaspoon of fresh thyme and sprinkle it on the venison. Cover it and let it marinate for about an hour, refrigerated. When you're ready to cook, pour a little bit of olive oil in a sauté pan, along with 2 tablespoons of butter. And when it's nice and hot, add the steak and sauté over high heat for about 2, at the most 3 minutes on each side for medium rare. While the meat is cooking, squeeze a good tablespoon of ketchup into a bowl, add currant jelly, a little bit of soy sauce, and whisk everything together to create a sweet and sour sauce. When the steak is cooked, remove the venison to a plate and set it aside to rest. It should rest, preferably in a warm place, about 10 minutes. Add the chopped shallot to the dripping in the pan, then deglaze it with a red wine vinegar, and then let the vinegar completely reduce to take some of the harshness out of it, at least a minute or 2. Then add a little bit of red wine and let the wine reduce as well for about a minute. Pour in the jelly mixture, and finally at the end add a piece of butter. Bring it to a boil by whisking and shaking the pan so that the butter emulsify about 10 seconds. And to serve, set a steak on a plate, pour any juice that had accumulated in the plate into the sauce, then spoon the sauce on top and garnish with a little bit of chopped parsley. And here is the venison steak in sweet and sour sauce. See how simple it was? You know, for special party, game and poultry are the best, from easy to elegant. This is essential Pépin. I used to make a lot of duck à l'orange or duck with cherries, which was the classic old recipe. Now we do it differently, and certainly you can get duck in all supermarkets now, and really some great quality. Today I'm making a skillet duck with red oak salad, a sautéed quail with wild rice and corn, and a braised rabbit with morel and pearl onions. Okay. The beautiful liver and the heart, we'll put that in our recipe. Later on, I have the gizzard and the neck. That will go into the recipe too. We're going to cut everything into pieces, including the fat here, and cook it in a skillet with the skin, and cook it in the fat, like a little bit like when we say a confit. Confit is the duck which is cooked in its own fat. And you may say, oh my God, it's going to be so caloric. Not really. You know, very often, it's not that it's not caloric, but very often people think that you cook something in fat, it makes it very caloric, when in fact, for example, if I were to cut the skin of that duck, as I have done, and I cook it on a wire rack in an oven, with the fat dripping, and I have all the fat coming underneath, at some point, the skin kind of caramelizes, it closes in, and the fat doesn't come out. If I cut the skin and the fat in small pieces in a skillet to do crackling, I cook it. By the time I drain it out, those pieces of skin will have much less fat than the one I cooked away from the fat. So, anyway, that's my wise things for today. This will going to go into stock. I have a part here for my stock. And then we cut that into pieces. We can cut. That recipe is done with the bone and all. And I cut that, you see, on each side of the carcass here. I cut it in half. If you think you're not too adept with a knife, frankly, you can use a poultry shear. And on each side of the carcass are the same way. You know, you can cut it. I think I'll put the neck. The gizzard goes in, but not the liver and the heart because that cooks very fast. Now here is half a duck. So we cut it in half, this way. Each half in half again. The drumstick and the thigh. Now the thigh here will have a lot of skin. So again, I cut the skin, cut it in pieces, use that in crackling. I mean, this, I use that on a salad. Believe me, it's better than bacon. And the breast into 2 pieces as well. I have salt on top of this, pepper, so I have 8 pieces, right? And I will cook that duck basically only on the skin. I'll move the fat away. That piece, I'm glad that duck is not bigger because it won't fit, and you really want it to fit, you know, in one layer like this. At the end of it, you can saute that, or you know. So this has to brown, I would say at least 15, 18 minutes like that on the skin. Usually I do it actually uncovered like this. And then after that, when it's really brown, and it's starting to brown now, when it's really brown and crisp, all the fat, or a great deal of the fat, has melted. So there is a much larger layer of fat. At that point, I put the lid on. And it's like a pressure cooker a little bit. It gives moisture in it, and it continues cooking like this for like 45 minutes. And then it's tender. Now it's been there for quite a while, so now it's really cooked. And you can see piece of meat has shrunk considerably, a lot of fat, but you can see the color of that meat. It's really very dark now. So we're going to remove those pieces, get rid of the fat. Well, things are falling apart now, the little bone. Well, of course, you could remove the bone, but at my house, we like to suck on the bone. So you have really removed basically as much of the fat that you could do from this. Now look at the amount of fat here that I'm going to remove out of this. And even I could strain it and get the crackling, which I do usually. This is totally defatted now. So I could keep actually my crackling here. And that fat, as I say, is really precious. Sautéed potato is just about the best. I'm going to deglaze that with some wine. Just there is some liquid. Boil it a couple of minutes. You know, this is the time now that I could cook my liver in it and the heart for a couple of minutes. And then I can do the salad. The salad that I'm going to do here is garlic. I break it like that, big clove of garlic. Good in there. Then some shallots in there. And in there, I'm putting a little bit of vinegar, red wine vinegar, and a bit of soy instead of salt. A dash of olive oil, I think I'll put, but mostly a couple of tablespoons of the duck fat in the dressing here. That's it. Salad goes in there. Best way to dress your salad is to do it with your hand. Remember that you're alone in your kitchen. No one is looking at you. Just pour the whole thing on it, including the shallots and all of this. Piece of bone. That's it. We have the liver here. I'm going to put maybe right on the side the rest of the sauce and the crackling on top. And this is really a very simple dish, skillet duck with the red oak salad. I'm gonna make sautéed quail with wild rice and corn today. Now here you can buy your quail this way, the whole beautiful tiny little bird. Or of course you can bone them out or buy them just this way, totally soft and bone out. There is a special ranch, the boneless quail ranch. No, I'm kidding. So to saute the quail, we can salt, pepper on top of this. Okay, a little dash of olive oil here, and I'm going to cook my quail skin side on. 1, 2. 3 and 4. They really don't take that long to cook. Actually, you know, when I do a lot, I like to do that on a griddle. I have a big griddle at home. I get it really hot, and I put all my quail on it. Salt on the other side, and that's it. Let that cook for a few minutes. Now I'm going to go wash my hands. So now we are going to do a stuffing with onion, a little bit of oil, again, olive oil, and I will brown some pignole nuts in there. Give it a minute or so to brown. Inside I'm going to put chopped onion, celery, some raisins, and those are boletus, king boletus in English, cep in French, porcini in Italian, and this is a type of wild mushroom that I pick up quite a lot in Connecticut. Those are dry ones, which come out this way, and we soak them back in water, and we'll put some of the water in the juice to make the sauce. So I will chop that coarsely. I also have the liver of the quail that I'm going to add later on, and finally the rice. So you can see the pignole nuts are browning nicely now. So this is the time to put this and the mushrooms. I'm going to saute that for a couple of minutes. Oh, I can put the raisins in it too now. That's it. Now let's check my quail. No, I think they are beautifully brown. Quail is not a meat that you eat rare, like you would, certainly a piece of beef or lamb. But on the other hand, you don't want it overcooked either. I want to cook it a few more minutes. I will cover that for a couple of minutes. I'm going to put, I can chop it actually, the liver of the quail. I want to use everything. That's it. I want to show you what I did here. I took the bone out of the quail, the wing and so forth, browned them in a skillet, a piece of carrot, a piece of onion, a couple of cloves of garlic, nicely browned, water, and I cook it for a good hour and a half. Then I strain it. After it was strained, I reduce it a little bit, and I thicken it slightly with a bit of arrowroot. And I have a natural kind of juice that we're going to serve with it. Here, I'm going to transfer that for a minute here. That quail is practically cooked. Maybe one more minute. Back on the first side. And during that time, finally, I'm going to add my rice to this. This is a wonderful garnish, of course, that you can use for a goose or a duck or a wild duck or basically any type of game that you do for special holiday, Christmas and all that. That wild rice garnish like this. On the quail, I wanted to put a little bit of, this is ground thyme, which I should have put at the beginning, so I'm going to add a tiny bit now. And I think those quail are cooked enough. Beautiful. And then, I think in the fat of the quail here, I'm going to put my corn directly. I'm sauteing some corn today for the garnish. This is really a fall type of dish, you know, with the wild rice and the corn. And now the corn is ready. I think I would probably put the corn on an outside layer. So when you do this, always try it from the center, you know, and spread it out nicely so you don't try to arrange it on the outside. You always make a mess. You don't really care what the center look like because it's going to be covered with the rice anyway. That's it. Maybe a little piece of thyme in the center for color, right there. And this is it, the sautéed quail with wild rice and corn. And now I'm going to make sautéed rabbit with morel and pearl onion. Rabbit was not really on the menu when I first came to this country, but now you can find it in most supermarkets. This is beautiful young rabbit, probably about 3 months old, and it makes really a delightful stew. So what we are going to do here, I have the kidney and the heart that I'm going to put here. We're going to cut some part of it for stew. You see, when you separate the shoulder here, it comes out in one piece. If you go behind the clavicle here, you cut. That's it. Now we have the two back legs, which are really meaty. This is the saddle, that is the back. The saddle, which would be in your steak, of course, the loin with the steak and the rib steak. So I want to cook that in a different way. And this is going to be done for stew. Here is that part here. This is the little rack. Okay, all of that in pieces. I am going to start maybe with the saddle here. A little bit of olive oil. My saddle. And I'm going to brown it all around. And I have pearl onion going in that recipe, so I'm going to start browning the pearl onion around this as well. Okay, first part of the recipe. Second part of the recipe is the stew with this and mushroom. This is dry morel that are reconstituted in water, and when you do this, you have to take them out of the water. So this, we want to brown it individually in pieces like this. So those onions are brown. They are not cooked completely, but they are nice and brown. And those onions are going to be part of that stew. While this is cooking, I'm going to stop my saddle of rabbit. It's cooked enough for the time being, just brown, because now it has to go into the oven. And while this is browning nicely on the other side, I am going to do a mixture for the top of the rabbit. And the mixture that I have here is done with breadcrumb. I have fresh breadcrumb here. In the fresh breadcrumb, I'm going to put a little bit of oil and a little bit of horseradish and a little bit of herbe de Provence. In fact, I can put a little bit of herbe de Provence in there also. That's good. So I mix this together. You won't do that, when you're ready. Not much before you're ready to serve it. See, by moistening, this is not like sticky now, but it's moistened a little bit. And because of that, the breadcrumbs are going to get brown, but are not going to burn in the oven. Whoop, this is hot. What we'll have to do here on that corner is to put a little bit of French mustard. I put that on top here. Like it all around. And I'm going to put that in the oven, like for 15 minutes, 20 minutes to finish cooking up while the stew is finishing cooking. So here is my onion and garlic. We're putting a tablespoon or so of flour on top of it to singe it and give me some thickening. Now, just have to mix, that flour in there, let it brown a little bit. You can smell it. Into this, I want to put the morel, white wine, the juice of the morel, and you can see, I'm not going to go to the end here. I have a whole residue which is really sand. Okay, I think it's time to put my onion in there now. Bring it to a boil. Cook it another 15 minutes or so, and it should be cooked. Here is my saddle of rabbit all ready. I could serve it actually now. You want to serve it sometime, you actually can do two dishes. One day you serve that, and the other day you may want to serve the stew. Here, you can see this is still quite white and a little bit of rare in the center, which is the way you would want. Not really rare, I would say, but like white meat. And actually I can serve it right in there. Be beautiful. Serve it right in there. 4 people, 4 pieces. This. Here we are. And that wonderful breadcrumb with the horseradish in it will be good. And now the stew. And the stew of rabbit is kind of earthy too, pretty dark with the morel and all that. I could try to arrange it, very carefully, but basically when you do that, it comes out better. A little bit of green on top of this, like parsley. Nice parsley here. Okay. And this is the sauté rabbit with morel and pearl onion. Regardless of the cook, if you have ordinary ingredient, you will have only ordinary food. Quality of ingredient is extremely important. And I drink to that. Happy cooking. Happy cooking.